Hi, welcome to The Passionate Spinner. Today I come to you with my February book haul, and it's a lot. So the thing is, I am currently in a gigantic reading slump, and somehow my brain always does this when I'm not reading. I need to buy more books because, maybe one of those will spark everything and ignite my love for reading again and will get me out of my slump. Never happens, but I keep trying. So I think I have 39 books to show you. I know, it's a lot, but I purged 33 books from my shelves in the beginning of the month, so at least, it's not too bad in adding, but okay. Let's just get started. I got the first 3 books in the Spy Family manga series, and when I ordered these, I didn't pay attention, so I ordered the German books. And I usually prefer English, but the German and the English are translations. I think it doesn't really matter. So I got the first 3. I have seen this manga series all over YouTube last year, the end of last year. A lot of favorites, a lot of favorite lists. So yeah, I decided to get the first 3 and find out if I enjoy these as well. I started reading manga only last year, and I read like 5 books, from the Yona Princess of the Dawn series, and that's it. That's my experience with manga so far. So we will find out if I am going to become a regular manga reader or not. Okay, now I just go through these with a little explanation because otherwise it's going to take forever. I got Nora Roberts' The Obsession, and I got this as a used book in a bookshop that I went to, and it is brand new. I think this has never been opened before, so I was very happy to find a perfect condition book in a second-hand bookshop. And this is a crime novel thriller, so I've wanted to read that for a while, and I found it there, so perfect. I have one German book to show after the manga, and that is Das kleine Bücher der Frühlingsfunkeln. I have the first book in this series as well. I have not yet read it, and I honestly also don't quite know what it's about, but I think it's more like a cozy vibe book. It's by a German author. That's why I got it in German. So yeah, let's just keep it at that. Then I ordered myself the book Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. And I also ordered the companion novella. I think this is a sequel novella. It's called Mysteries of Thorn Manor. So these two go together. Of course, not size-wise, because that would be too easy, This is I think, YA romantasy. I think that's how it's called, right? Like a fantasy with a romance element. And I'm looking forward to that. I really want to get back into reading fantasy. It's been a while since I did that. And along the line of that, I also got Payback's a Witch. And that is definitely a fantasy romance, or a romance with a bit of fantasy thrown in, something like that. It's by Lana Harper, and it says, is revenge the sweetest magic of all? So I am really looking forward to that. Okay, let's go for this one next. This one is called The Coroner's Daughter by Andrew Hughes, and it takes place in Dublin in 1816, and it's about the coroner's daughter and the first steps into forensic science, and she's in the middle of it and taking those steps. I'm super excited to read this. It has this non-removable sticker on top. It says One Dublin, One Book. And I read about that. And it is an initiative that Dublin does once a year. They select one book and want as many people in the city to read that book in the month of April. And I think that's a very cool concept. And also the book just sounded amazing, so I had to get it. And I got it while I was on vacation in Ireland last week. So, it's very on point. Another one with a non-sticker sticker. I got the first real Witcher book. It's called Blood of Elves. I have I've read the first one, The Last Wish, which is a short story collection. And there's another short story collection. I think it's called Sword of Elves, but I have not read that one and I probably will not. But this is the first like real book. And I cannot wait to read this because I loved The Last Wish so much. And yeah, so this will be hopefully very soon, hopefully. Then I got a romance novel called, well, That Was Unexpected by Chessie Kiu Sutanto. And it is, oh, it's that one. So the two main characters are catfished by their own parents and basically put on a blind date and you have to do this now. So that's the one. I got this one because I love the cover. I have no idea what it is about. It does sound like a crime novel, mystery. So it's called The Midnight House. It is by Amanda Geard. And the tagline is, people disappear, secrets remain. I mean, you don't have to tell me more about a book. I love that. So I got it. It is another book that I bought in Ireland, and it is taking place in Ireland. And it's a dual timeline. One timeline is from 1940, and the other one is from 2019, when a journalist tries to find out what happened in 1940. That's all I need to know. That sounds perfect. I will definitely read it, and it is just pretty. It's pretty. I had to get it. I also got Too Hot to Handle by Tessa Bailey because I was standing right next to it, and I love Tessa Bailey books. This is a romance novel. And yeah, I'm just not, there's nothing else to say about that. I had to get it. It's a romance. It's Tessa Bailey. It's perfection. So the next one, very different. I got a book that's called Freedom from Anxiety by Paul McKenna. And yeah, it's a self-help book kind of, to deal with your anxiety, which I have, and it's not fun. So I hope this book will give me some more tips on how to deal with it a bit better. The next book I bought is The Lies of Locke Lamora. It's the first book in the Gentleman Bastard series, and I've heard only good things about these books. I think there's 3 or 4 of them in total. This is the first one. It's another fantasy, and yeah, like I said, I'm in a fantasy mood. I just don't want to pick up any books. It's sad, I know. Now, next up, I got The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. And the tagline is, falling in love can be murder. And it again has a non-sticker sticker. I hate these when it's printed on the book. Here, the book is by India Holton, and it says under her name, Bridgerton meets Peaky Blinders. I mean, I love the Peaky Blinders. I enjoy Bridgerton, but Peaky Blinders, So that's why I got this one. And I just, I read Peaky Blinders and I got it. Let's face it. This one here is probably the one that I'm most excited about reading. It's called The Trial of Lotta Ray. It's by Siobhan McGowan. Another one that I picked up in Ireland. And this is taking place in 1906, where Lotta Ray is attacked by a wealthy gentleman. It says that on the back. And she takes him to court. But her barrister kind of doesn't really help, and she loses that battle in court. But 12 years later, when World War I is breaking out, Lotta Ray kind of has to work together with her old barrister. And I think it's a tale about revenge. And it just sounds very, very intriguing. Then we have a very short one. Maybe I should read this one next. It's called What Moves the Dead. It's by T. Kingfisher. And I mean, look at that illustration. Isn't that great? It says on the back, a gripping and atmospheric retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's classic, The Fall of the House of Usher. So that's what this is. And it's super short. It has like 175 pages. So super short, sounded cool. And then I have another book by India Holton. It's the second book. So the Wisteria Society is the first book, and the second book is called The League of Gentlewomen Witches. And this is book 2, and book 3 will be released, I think, in March. So I have to get that one as well. These are, I think, Regency era romances with a bit of a twist to them. So that's that. Then I bought a book called Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. And this is about twin sisters that are princesses, and they get separated at birth, basically. One of them grows up in the castle and the other one doesn't. And once it's time for one of them, the one who grew up in the castle, to become queen, the other one's like, I don't think so. So that's what this is about. And it says, in the battle for the crown, where will your alliances lie? So that's a fantasy book again. And I have one more nonfiction book, I think. It's called Unraveling. It's by Peggy Orenstein. And it says on the cover, what I learned about life while shearing sheep, dyeing wool, and making the world's ugliest sweater. If you've been here for anything but my reading videos, I'm a textile artist. So I knit, I spin, I sew, I do all the things. So this just appealed to me for various reasons, you know, because I want to learn about life and I like everything else about it. So I'm going to read this. I'm excited about it. Then I got a book in the mail yesterday. It's big and heavy. So this is called Dead Man's Creek. It's by Chris Hammer. And it says the tagline, old bones sink, but secrets always rise to the surface. So this is a crime novel. And the author is Australian. It says the leader in Australian noir. And I just thought that this sounded amazing. Also, I wanted to broaden my reading horizon because I read either German, British, Irish, or American authors. But this is an Australian author. So, you know, learn something else. See a different part of the world in a way. Okay, then I have to get the sticker off, but I got a book by Michael Ball. It's called The Empire. And this one is about a theater and all the people who work there and come together every night to put on a show. A very different book from what I usually read, but I think it could be really cool. So yeah. Then, while in Ireland, I got Forever Home by Graham Norton, and he's Irish, and this is, I think, his 4th book, and I've bought all of them. Have I read any of them yet? No, but I keep buying the books. They all take place in Ireland, and, you know, they're all crime adjacent. So that's all I know about that one. Then I have bought a book called Queen Bee by Chiara Geraghty. And it's about a woman. Okay, I'm gonna read you the last, that thing here. It says, sharp, funny, forthright. This is a novel that will speak to women everywhere about friendship, family, and feeling invisible, and about falling back in love with yourself at 50. I don't need to say more. Okay, now I have 2 left. I'm gonna go with my absolute favorite last. I bought Lucy Foley's The Guest List, and I am pretty sure this is a closed circle mystery, and I have wanted to read one of those forever because the only one I know, are from movies like Knives Out, and I also have seen The Orient Express, Murder on the Orient Express when I was a kid, and then the new version, but I do want to read the book as well. So yeah, this is my first one. Closed circle mystery. And then my favorite new book, Symphony for a Deadly Throne. This is book 3 in the Musai trilogy. It's by E.J. Mello. And the Musai trilogy is about 3 sisters, and every book follows one sister. So you could read them as standalones because the other ones just are in the story, but they're not important for the story usually. And I need to read the 3rd one. The first 2, also this one, they're all on Kindle Unlimited. And the first 2 were on an audio form as well. And I listened to them last year, and they were my favorite books of the year. So I'm waiting patiently, or very impatiently, for the audio version of this book to be released, because I definitely want to listen to that audiobook, and then I have it to read whenever I want to. So yeah, this is just, this is my favorite that I got this month. And I'm just trying to see if I have them next to me, but I don't. I do have the other two ones as well. I listened to them and I loved them so much that I bought the actual book afterwards, you know? So that should say something. And these are the books that I bought for myself. But here, can you see this? There's a pile of library books, because I'm crazy. And I'm not reading right now because I don't, you know. So I bought 1 million books, and then I got to the library and borrowed 5 books that I have to get back in a certain time. So I'm going to show them to you. The first book I borrowed is Charlotte Link, Die Betrogene. It's a German author. It's a German book, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in England, and it is about a female police officer who investigates. So that is that one. The second one is called Der Tote von Wiltshire. It's by Catherine Webb, and it says Lockyer and Broad ermitteln, so they are investigating. And this book baffled me, because I'm gonna have to look inside now, because I was trying to find, oh, here it is. English original is Catherine Webb, and the title is Stay Buried, because I was trying to find an English version for this and I couldn't. But now we know. It's called Stay Buried. If you are interested in this one, it's another classic British crime novel. I also borrowed Maschenmord by Leonie Kramer. It's a German book, German author, and it is a cozy mystery where the people investigating are a knitting club. Perfection. I also borrowed Mord ist nichts für junge Damen by Robin Stevens. And this definitely is a translation. But I just, you know, this is a YA cozy mystery, I would say. The original title is Murder Most Unladylike. That one. And the last one is the one that makes me happiest. I've had this in my cart forever. I also held it in my hands in Ireland many times, but decided it's too big and heavy to carry back home. And that is Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I really like Stephen King. I read a lot of Stephen King in my teenage years. And I wanted to read Fairy Tale because it's a portal fantasy, which is perfect. You know, I've always loved those. And I haven't read Stephen King in forever. But one of my absolute favorite books of all time is a Stephen King novel, and that is The Green Mile. So I went to the library to pick up 2 of the books that I had put on hold. And then I saw this one. And what's the coolest thing about this one is it's in English. My local library had the English version of this book, so I had to get it. And I definitely want to read it. So yeah, not only did I buy like 40 books, I also borrowed 5 from the library on top of that. Considering that I am in a gigantic reading slump, not the smartest decisions ever, but I mean, you know, sometimes we don't have to be smart about the things that we do, right? It just made me happy at the time, and I'm very happy to have those books now. And I just hope that my reading slump will leave soon so I can read all of them. And you will be the ones to know if I do, because there will be a March reading wrap up at the beginning of April. So you can see how this worked out. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy book haul videos from other people because I always find new ideas of what I want to read, or I also see things that I definitely don't want to read, which is also a good thing to know. So I hope you had a great time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.